woke up on Monday. Ay, I might just quit. Ay, cause I partied on Sunday. And I'm still turned a bit. What you got to lose? And I might just go lose my cool. I guess I ain't got it figured out. Yeah, I might just go lose my cool and never find it out. I got a man on the phone. I told him I need a break. I'm getting tired of rules, but that don't make me cool. I said to get the man on the phone. I told him I need a shake. And you may think that I do, but that don't make me cool. I said I got the man on the phone. I told him I need a break. I'm getting tired of rules, but that don't make me cool. I said to get the man on the phone. I told him I need a shake. And you may think that I do, but that don't make me cool. What's all this money? It's my cousin Paul. I find it so funny. Ooh, how we raise the cloud. What you got to lose? So I might just go break the rules and do a little something like this. Yeah, I might just go break the rules like I never gave a shit. I got a man on the phone. I told him I need a break. I'm getting tired of rules, but that don't make me cool. I said to get the man on the phone. I told him I need a shake. And you may think that I do, but that don't make me cool. I said I got the man on the phone. I got the man on the phone. I told him I need a break. I told him I need a break. I'm getting tired of rules. I'm getting tired of rules, but that don't make me cool. I said to get the man on the phone. Get the man on the phone. I told him I need a shake. I told him I need a shake. And you may think that I do. You may think that I do, but that don't make me cool. Got the man on the phone. I told him I need a break. I'm getting tired of rules, but that don't make me cool. I said to get the man on the phone. I told him I need a shake. And you may think that I do, but that don't make me cool.
Going on, people? Happy Tuesday, which feels weird coming out of my mouth. Doesn't seem like we do Tuesday streams all that often, unless I miss Monday, then I'll make up on Tuesday. But this was a stream that nobody saw coming out of the blue. I just figured, I got nothing to do right now. I slept most of the day just because. I was feeling ill yesterday. I don't know if I caught something or if it's just my body like, all right, you're fixing your diet, so we got to start repairing this, and this is going to be a painful process. But no, I felt bad yesterday. Yeah, so I hopped on stream and I hit it well. So, but once I got off stream, I pretty much went to sleep and then didn't wake up until a couple hours ago, probably like 2 hours ago. So. Switch over here real quick. Howdy doody. boys, cats, boys, girls, cats, and squirrels, as they say. Pop out chat. Like I said, nothing really special going on right now. I'm not going live because the market is in dire condition for you to have to know what to do. Just wanted to say what's up. Right now, we do have a little bit of a double bottom going on the smaller time frames, which was expected. Like I said yesterday, before we hopped off, when we were kind of pretty much at the bottom here, I said a retest of about 40,600 would be likely, and we got a rejection coming off of that. So I have no doubt that we're probably going to come up and try to retest that level once again. And it doesn't look like we put in a lower low here. So I would be looking at this as bearish in the meantime. Like I said, I don't necessarily think that it's going to be a straight drop off a cliff by any means. But there is still that possibility. Like I said, what could be happening here is we're having the extreme immediate downtrend, a little bit of a retest, and then come back down here, try to retest again. If we can hold that second time on a larger retest, I think we could see a larger retest of, the 0.382, 0.5 region, which coincidentally lines up with this rejection right here, so around 42 to 43. But if this region doesn't hold after getting rejected this time, I'm pretty confident on us just kind of cruising to the downside. Because I mean, it's no surprise. It takes a lot longer for us to go up than it does for us to slide to the downside. We weren't crying like 5 seconds ago before we started the stream. Now what? Except, but now I need the attention. Before, I could have gotten it, but now I know I'm not going to get it, so now I need to cry. You are a baby. This dog, dude. He's been taken out. I played with him today a little bit. For all the PETA employees, come on. You're abusing him. If your kid's throwing a temper tantrum, give in to the demands immediately. And going on. But now, my personal opinion has changed now as well. As I said on yesterday's live stream, when we were up at this upper region here, it did make sense for me to kind of still hold somewhat of a bullish perspective, but that has kind of gone away at this moment in time. It's just like up here, okay? I was pretty bullish, but once we put in that ABC structure and we are holding below, there's really nothing that you can say, all right? Once you put in that higher high, get that retest, the downtrend can continue. And right now, ultimately, we are definitely on a larger downtrend. Because I know a lot of people right now, they are kind of using these types of trend lines to say that we're still in an uptrend. To me, it's a connective type thing. So it's since price action is real time, you have to go based off of, okay, local low to local low, local low to local low. The uptrend changes. The uptrend is not static based on these past 2 points. It's static. I mean, it's a dynamic thing, so it can slope to the upside. So right now we've broken the uptrend. It's gone, right? And we are back in the ultimate. Like I said, I do think that there's just going to be some more chop before we hit the downside. But other than that, I'm not excited about upwards price action. How do you determine ABC? Eyeballs. Use your eyeballs. All right, it's all based off of trends. All right, so you're looking at price action and just go, all right, we start at a low point. All right, if you're trying to find a bearish ABC, whatever part of the chart you're looking at, you start from the absolute lowest point that you can see. So in this case scenario, it's 33,176. Now we start there and we trace it up in an uptrend. You can see we start there, go up there, we switch to a downtrend, and you go, okay, well, we put in an uptrend here. That would have been my C. All right, as long as we do not put in a lower low or a higher high, you haven't created a C yet. All right, what you want to use for a C is a higher high. So we stayed in a bigger uptrend, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, but ultimately this section right here was a larger uptrend. What, buddy? Probably dropped a toy behind the couch because, oh, right now it just don't matter. All right, you have this toy, but this toy make a lot of noise. You have this dog, dude. This dog. He just don't know what he got. That's how you determine ABCs. I hope that you stick to a larger time frame. So don't be going on the 1 minute time frame, finding ABCs, and then message me like ABCs don't work. You're on the 1 minute time frame, dude. All right, not gonna work out that well for you. So would you only go long once your C is higher than your A? No, that's when I go short. Right? At what point exactly? I can't be there to hold your hand, my dude. I just explained it. You start from your either lowest or highest point, you trace from there. You gotta practice. There's no easy way. There's no A plus B equals C for me to give you the eyeballs in order to see ABCs. You have to be able to trace price action and go, okay, this is an uptrend that gets broken, that becomes an A. All right, this is a downtrend that gets broken, that becomes a B. Okay? And use brain. All right, so right here, like I said, this is a larger ABC that creates a C wave for the larger structure. And from there, once you put in that higher high, it's an if this and that statement. If we come back below, you go short. Do you properly use fib? For me, I don't really use it in terms of extensions anymore. I like to have the extensions in the back of my head, and if they line up with the targets I'm looking for just based off of price action itself, I'll mention it, but it's not like one of my key things that I'm focusing on. Oh my gosh, Fish. Give me one moment, guys. Let me fix this for him. I'll be right back. This dog, dude. There's nothing between the couch and the wall whatsoever. Ignore it. Okay, where is the trade in that case? I just said it. We have an uptrend, we have a downtrend. Once you put in a higher high than your A, that creates the trigger that allows you to make a trade. If you get back below that resistance, that is the A. So in this case scenario, if we put in a higher high and we come back below the A, that's when you go short. I'm gonna say that. That's the last time. That's the last time, dude. I said I'm just tired of shit right now. Felt like I just said it a couple times and it was still being asked. I'm not trying to sound like a dick. I'm really not. Usually I'm in a better mood. Can the B go below the 0 point? No, it doesn't work like that. So if I have a B that goes below my 0, that means that that's not the realistic structure that I'm looking at. All right, that means that we're still in a larger downtrend, and you should be looking for more of not an A, B, C like this. That means you should be looking at this as an A, a B, and a C like this, which would actually be a potential bullish structure. And ABCs aren't, if you see an ABC, that means the market is bullish. What ABCs do is give the market a chance to prove whether or not it is bullish or prove whether or not it is bearish. All right, like I said to you guys yesterday, if the market is able to continue up to this point and we see a rejection from said point, that means that there was a ton of sell orders that hit that region and caused a sell-off. And if we come back up to that region and we get rejected again, that means that that region is just too much to continue past. So now the most optimal thing for price action to do is actually go test the lower end of that range. So that's why we look for further downside price action than just a small scalp once that second retest comes into play. It doesn't mean that we have to go all the way past this. It just means that that is the most optimal thing for price action to do. Because what is a market's job? A market's job is to figure out the correct price of an asset at any given point in time. Now with Bitcoin, we have the optimization of mathematics on our side. Post-halvening, before the price of Bitcoin has really seen a soaring, all right, that is always going to be prolongs, right? Because when you reduce the inflation rate, but the price isn't proportioned to the inflation rate, you have nothing to go but up. But now that we are, past the halvening, but also we have the price of Bitcoin being priced in, and the inflation rate is stagnant, we have incoming supply, but really the price of Bitcoin is where it should be. I know a whole bunch of people are going to argue, but what about this model and that model, right? Models are models until they're not, okay? Just like with the financial crisis in 2008, you can point to all the models in the world that said that this thing is not going to fail, and then it fails, and then people go, what about the models? I'm not saying that Bitcoin's a bad asset. What I'm saying is as a collective whole, as an entire planet, we are deciding what the price of Bitcoin should be, not the models. The models don't decide that. All right, people decide that. So if the market decides that it is not worth $67,000 at this moment in time, right now the average price is like 40,000. That's what we find Bitcoin to be worth. Now, one thing that I saw from the last bull market, or not really bull market, but kind of the averaging market, finding out what the correct bottom of Bitcoin should be before the next halvening. If you take the all-time high from this bull market, the all-time high from the last bull market, so 20,000 and then 67,000, you get about 87,000. So if you divide that by 2 and find the average, you get about 43K. I'm doing my math wrong here. Stagnant brain. 60K. I'll just do that. So yeah, 40,000 is the average between the last two all-time highs of each bear market. So 40K is kind of like the midpoint. But just like with the previous bear market, all right, the last all-time high was what, like 1,000, 1,236, and then the next all-time high was like 20K. All right, so then you take the average of those two, it comes out to about $9,000 to $10,000. So even though the average between those two all-time highs was $9,000 to $10,000, which is kind of what the market kind of saw as a midpoint, as a collective whole, if we look at this, most of the price action was in this region right here relative to that average point. But it doesn't mean that you can't have points in time where you have these large pullbacks to really test the extremes of the market. So that's what I'm thinking here, is that we haven't seen that extreme test. So we really can't hope to hold the average if we can't test the extreme. Just my theory. So, like I said, we're taking it day by day. I don't want to get too macro on you guys, but I do think that our chances of really staying bullish at this point in time have became obsolete. Okay. I do think there will be more sideways price action, and technically we haven't broken the probability of retesting 52K. I'm just saying that it is a lot lower than what it was when we were sitting closer to 44,270. Probability is definitely to shorts now. The second that we put in a higher high than 45,900 and came back below it, the probability was to shorts. I don't need, like if I pull up RSI here, people are gonna go, but you don't have a bearish divergence here, Austin. So how is the probability to shorts? Well, if we look long term, what happens when you put in a large uptrend, large downtrend, large uptrend, you put in a higher high and it can't get past the previous high? Downwards price action. What happens when you put in a large long-term uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, can't get past the higher high? You know, and you can look at this on a macro scale: long-term uptrend, downtrend, long-term uptrend, can't get past the higher high. Downside price action, dude. All right, you don't need a divergence to tell you that, all right? Because it's simple in the brain. If people sell here and then you try to get past that point again and people are still selling, it just signifies that people are going to sell there, and they're going to sell there continuously until some lower prices are confirmed to be able to be held. One setup slash house tour. Never a full house tour because I don't own all of the house, but I've taken a picture of my room, showed it off on stream before. I'm not going to continuously do that because it's just kind of weird. But as well as that, like, you can always have people that go through Zillow and try to find out where you live by looking at all the houses. Or people get on me for drinking Mountain Dew. I've gone through 2 liters of water since I woke up, 1 liter per hour, so I don't get, water toxicity. One of those, I put 10 grams of the concentrated beet powder. That stuff is actually pretty magical, I will not lie. About 25-30 minutes after I take it, you can just kind of feel the difference that it's making. I know that's probably like what a lot of people say about their supplements, but no. All right, it really does make a difference. Sailor bought hard at 45,000. Got a question if it's blind faith or if he knows something. He doesn't know something. He knows basic math. All right, but what most people don't get is the perspective that they're coming from. To them, Sailor buying multi-millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin at a certain price does not mean that he believes that that is going to be the bottom. For him, that is a DCA. He knows that the long term in the mathematics of Bitcoin projected over the course of 20 years is, such and such, this is what the model says, but he knows that it's up. He knows that it's up. That's all he knows. All right. But I guarantee you that he has a bag that is 10 times larger than that buy that he just put in at 45. Okay? So when we get down to 30, he's going to buy even more than he did at 45. That does not mean that he believes that 30K is the bottom. And if we go lower than that, he will buy even more than he did at 45 and even more than he did at 30. Because he's playing the long game. It does not mean that he thinks that short-term 45K is the bottom at all. Not in the slightest. That's the perspective that most people are missing. They view it from their perspective. If I had $45 million, that's a lot of money. So I'm going to put it on where I think bottom is. You shouldn't put all your money in where you think bottom is. You should put it in over the course of time. That's why we talked a lot about mining the past couple of days, because for Cadena, for instance, every single day I'm buying 50 cents worth of Cadena, but I'm getting, $4 worth of Cadena. So instantly, Cadena would have to drop down to 50 cents from $4, over like an 80% decrease for me to break even. It's maximizing risk to reward over a long period of time, looking at the percentages. Did you feast on raccoon? I would never do that. I get it, but it seems like he should have better analysis rather than long-term conviction. His job is not to be a Bitcoin trader. He's got other means. He did not get rich purely off of Bitcoin. I'm sure he has other opportunities in his life and responsibilities. If you have the macro concept, like I said, he has a lot more money than the average person, and in the long term, it doesn't matter. Right? The difference between 30,000 and 40,000 is negligent when we get to $1 million on a Bitcoin. All right, people, they lose track. Like I bought once we got back about 41,715. All right, because of the larger ABC structure here, this is a huge point of support, right, from this last local low. But does that mean that I think that is going to be the bottom? Absolutely not in the slightest. All right, and I'll buy if we put in a lower low than 33,000 and then come back above it. Do I think that's going to be the bottom? Not in the slightest. Will I buy when we get back down to 28? Absolutely. Do I think that's going to be the low? Absolutely. Not in the slightest. All right, I don't know where the low is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be higher or lower. I don't care where it's going to be. I let price action do what it do. I use the points of where people like to buy, and I play it because longer term conviction. Now, obviously, like on these challenge portfolios, I do like to kind of test my luck and see what we can do with these smaller accounts on the smaller time frames. But I'm still playing on a more macro perspective than most people are. Most people are playing the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. They don't have an absolute clue of what they're looking at in terms of macro supports and resistances. That's my advantage. Can you do your best Mike Tyson impression, Jonas? No, because I feel like Mike Tyson's going to come and kill me. Jamie Foxx does one of the best Mike Tyson impressions I've ever heard in my life. It's like buying KD at $4, $6, and $7. It's not that relevant when it's over 100. Exactly. And especially if you're able to do what I'm doing and you're mining $7 worth of crypto a day at a dollar worth of electricity. That other $6 you put into coins worth of profit, just it takes that R and amplifies it insanely. Absolutely insane. Because if I'm already getting 600% on my investment and that investment goes up another 100x, it went up 100x for that person. It went up 600x for me. So even though like technically I might not make as much money as the person who just dumps their life savings into KDA. Now, remember, when I talk about KDA, I'm not talking about it in terms of a surefire investment. KDA is high risk. All right, it's a new altcoin. The technology sounds good on paper, but hasn't proven anything yet. All right, it could be VHS versus Betamax. All right, Betamax, better technology. Did it win the race? Absolutely not. So KDA could be the better technology. Will it win the race? Maybe not. All right, so that's where like if we're right about KDA, well, if Ryan's right because he introduced me to it, but I am making the choice to invest in it, so therefore, it's, he's not responsible for my losses. But if you just dump a whole bunch of money into KDA and it went up to the upside, all right, you might make more money than me mining $7 a day, all right, than me just dumping in $40,000 and calling it quits, all right? But my percentages versus yours are going to be outlandish. So if I lose barely anything. If you lose, it's a lot. So that's where like you just have to maximize what you're doing. And people like to hate on Bitcoin or, it being a slower block time and all this kind of stuff. And Bitcoin's useless. I don't get why people buy it, blah, blah, blah. People don't understand that banks still run on tape, like physical tape. Right? It's all about security and cost. Right? It costs a lot more to adopt a new technology than it does to find what works, is it secure, and then continue using it for multiple years. So if you're moving $1 billion, you don't care if that $1 billion takes 10 minutes versus 1 minute. You're transferring $1 billion. You're winning either way. So you're not trying to go to Macy's and buy $1 billion sweatshirt. So you don't need your transaction time to beat all that slow or all that fast. What KDA tech specifically is better? The chain, it runs on what is it called? Chainweaver? Chainweb. Basically, it can spin up multiple chains, add security. The proof of work is a lot more scalable, I think. So it's basically taking all of the good parts about Bitcoin and making them better. And it's taking all the good parts of Ethereum, the smart contracts, and making them slightly worse. All right, so why is making the good parts of Ethereum slightly better if you're making them worse? Ethereum is one of the most powerful pieces of code that has been written in a long time. It's so powerful that it can be malicious against itself. Pretty much what we are. All right, we're super intelligent, but yet how do we continue to hurt ourselves? Pretty much Ethereum in a nutshell. So if you find someone that has a lower end IQ, typically they're better people because they don't have the capacity to do themselves harm emotionally, physically, socially, whatever it might be. I'm not saying that that's always the case, but at the same time, it allows the code to be able to be more secure, less malicious against itself, and be able to break the system. As well as that, the code that KDA is written in in order to make smart contracts is readable to most people. Like, what is a smart contract? It's the ability to kind of take escrow out of certain situations. So lawyers and real estate agents and stuff like that, they use that a lot. So if you can spend a day learning how to read this code language versus multiple weeks / months learning how to read Python or whatever, specialized code has been around for forever, that takes a little bit more time to get to be used. I think that's a big plus. So that's what I was saying. I think KDA is better, but there's a lot of coins that are better than the initial start. But it's the matter of how long have they been used, and used to the point where they can be trusted by large institutions. Now, I'm not a huge supporter of large institutions. Usually when people are shouting from the rooftops that they want large institutions to invest their money, it's because, oh, I have money in the market, so if a big guy comes in, they pump my bags. But you don't want these large institutions in Bitcoin this early. All right, it's like, why do people want a Bitcoin ETF? It's a dumb idea. You know what happened with silver and ETFs? They inflated the silver market with fake silver. And the way that they do that is ETFs are just a piece of paper saying that this piece of silver exists somewhere, and they inflate the silver market, because silver should not be worth $24. It should be worth a lot more than that. Trust me. But because of ETFs, it holds the price down. So big institutions, all they do continuously over the course of millennia is fuck up everything. So why do you want them to be in crypto? Kite Crypto, attempt to shill KDA is more bearish retest. What? So confused. I'm not shilling anything. I just literally told you that it is a super high risk investment, and there is absolutely no guarantee whatsoever. And I am not buying any at these current price points. I am mining at a large profit, which already makes my investment like 6 times safer. So, in no way, shape, or form is it a show. Or if I didn't understand your question correctly, I don't know if you're calling me a shiller. I don't know what happened. I'm assuming you have good intentions. Kite, can you kiss fish on screen, or are you scared? I ain't scared of no fish. Is your goal to gain more USD with investing in KDA? I mean, as long as USD remains the primary currency for transactions. My goal is more buying power. Now, if that buying power becomes KDA dependent or Bitcoin dependent and not USD dependent, of course, I'm going to go with whatever gives me the most buying power. But I hate the fact that people deny that we still have to use dollars. I do. I don't know what country you live in, but it's just the way things go right now. Until something major happens, that's the way it's going to be. Dude, Drew, I would like to trust KDA's team. I think they're a lot more reputable than a lot of stuff that's been on the market. But at the same time, we have heard that same exact thing been said with other coins. All the coins are locked up. They can't dump their bags on you, blah, blah, blah. That's I can't trust that. Not at all. Speaking of metals, read up on what happened recently with the nickel market. Be ready to rage. Oh man, I don't want to get my blood pressure up. Please don't make me. The more I read about like traditional markets and the actual manipulation that happens with those is insane. Because people really, they just don't know how good that they have it in the crypto market. They cry manipulation every day. All right, I get it if you're playing shit coins that have low market cap or low volume. Yeah, that's manipulated. What what did you think was going to happen when you bought, you know, poop coin number 1 and then try to go buy poop coin number 2? You thought it was going to be different? Um, but if you're playing Bitcoin and you're crying manipulation, you have got to be kidding me, dude. You have got to be kidding me. All right, there's a difference between manipulation and honesty. All right, this is honesty. Honestly, how a market is supposed to work. We're supposed to see large pullbacks and large pumps, especially in the beginning of a market, because that's how markets should be able to free flow. Right? Markets like the S&P, the Dow, and everything like that, those are highly manipulated because you don't see these large pullbacks. You don't see the market finding out what the true value of an economy is worth at the time. It's always manipulated by so many other factors. Bitcoin, no. All right, the news can try to manipulate it, but they can't. Right? We're finding out what the true price of our asset is in real time. That's going to cause big pullbacks, big pumps. All right, it's not manipulation; it's how things work. But with these traditional markets, ETFs and stuff like that, they can just make fake supplies out of nowhere. Ridiculous. There was a level of that with crypto, with some of these like wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ether. From what I know, I didn't do too much research on that because I just, once again, like I just don't get why people are spending so much time trying to get on this wave of trying to find the next hot coin. I get where you're coming from, but if I only make 1,000% every other bull run from here on out on Bitcoin, do you know how much money is still wrapped up in Bitcoin to be made? And how much safer it is than trying to take your bet on this coin or that coin? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, like crypto, you can't roll back. Can't roll back the trading. Like maybe on some of these exchanges you can, but I've never seen it personally because it's a market. All right, if that limit order gets filled, if someone fat fingers in, whatever, that's their fault. Right? Markets are not here to protect you against stupidity, and that's the problem with a lot of these financial markets. It's to protect against stupidity, but not from the average person. Stupidity from the people that have the actual money, which I think is backwards. If you have more money, you should be a little more responsible with what you have. Switch headphones real quick. He's there for a second. MDX Crypto was trashed on his stream. I don't know who that is. Mining with a 3090. Yeah, I'm mining Ethereum with the 3090, and then the algorithm switches between Zel hash and ETH hash depending on what time of day it is for the 2080 Ti. Can you say your famous phrase, it do what it do, backwards fast? Do it what do it. Do it what do it. Do, is that do it what do it? Do it what do it. There we go. I got it. Thoughts on Clever? I haven't heard of it. Thoughts? If you want me to check out the price action, I will. Just let me know. But in terms of like the fundamental aspects of the coin, I have no game. Problem is the perspective, as always. I get that people understand that the game that they're playing, in terms of like this financial game that they're playing on the US stock markets and everything like that, is rigged. So they come over here, but you're still coming at it from the perspective of the same type of people that you're trying to run from. You're trying to make fast money. So, you come into the market, you buy stuff that you think is the holy grail right off the bat, and spend so much time looking at indicators and trying to make fast. 1 minute, 5 minute, fast. I need the money. You're no better than the people that you're running from. So I mean, if you play on the larger time frames, I'm not saying you have to go out to a weekly chart. You can make those swing trades that make you that extra money, but at the same time, it keeps you from making the mistakes on the smaller time frames, as well as that you're getting a hang of just how the cycles kind of go. So, playing setups, like this, larger time frame, or if the time is right, you can play setups like this one right here, boom, boom, boom. That's why I say like 30 minute, 15 minute. That's like the lowest I think you should ever go. As well as that's coming from the perspective of a 4K screen. If I'm not on a 4K screen, if I'm on a 1080p screen, I probably would only be on the 1 hour, because take 15 minutes and then have 4 times less resolution on our screen, right? We should go up 4 times on the time frame. And then stuff like this. I played this setup right here as well. Don't get me wrong, I was absolutely pissed off at how many times it went back and forth over this line, but eventually we got it, and I made a decent amount off of that. So many opportunities. You have to wait for the market to give you those opportunities to let it show you what it wants to do. If you listen to the market rather than trying to oppose your will on what you think the market should do, roll with it. You're gonna have a lot better time. It's okay to have opinions. Like I tell you guys all the time, that's the trader can see what the probability is based on his strategy, and then the opinionated ego, Austin, has an opinion on what he thinks might occur. If you make that distinction, you'll have a more fantastic time. Now, someone just asked me about that nickel prices on. So you said trading on the can you give me like a ticker? Can I see it on a chart? What happened? He said Spoof and Jake are watching from DE. Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on? I wanted to reach out and ask you how you were doing with Elden Ring. I got to like the snowy area right before you beat the game, and I restarted my character because I kind of cheesed the game and I felt like I wasn't getting the full experience. So I got to go back and still do a full playthrough. Jake is probably playing that nonstop. Hey. I told you guys I was gonna play this for you guys yesterday. The oh no, our table, it's broken. Oh no, our table, it's broken. This is from yesterday's stream title. The mom is filming? I hate this. Well, the table broke. That's excellent. Absolute classic. Oh no, our market, it's broken. Dave EP, what's going on? Now, one thing that I kind of screwed up on, and some people might be asking themselves, what happened to my ETH short? I don't know if I was asleep or what happened, but I got wicked out of it. And by the time that it started coming back down, I didn't want to fret with it, so I just let it go. I mean, yeah, it would have been some nice extra profit by now, probably like a good extra $200, $300, but that ain't nothing but a thing. Always catching on the flip. Oh, I don't care if there was sound. Oh, I'll play it again. I'll play it again. You're right. There was no sound. My bad. I just forget I don't have my system sound on just because usually I don't even have anything that needs to have sound on.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on.
This is gonna make a mess.
Go ahead, King.
This is gonna make a mess.
Easy.
Oh no! Our table! It's broken! Well, the table broke.
I like how the mom isn't mad because I don't think, like, at least she knows that she has no right to be mad because she was allowing it, but still hilarious. This one's also good. This dude's playing with his dog.
Oh no! Our table! It's broken!
I feel bad for the dog. Fish, stop, buddy. What are you? Stop. Literally just laid on the couch with you for like 18 hours, dude. All right, come on. Hey, give me some time. Give me some time. Give me some time. Give me some time. Go lay down. Needy little dog. No. Our table. It's broken. Nickel spot on TradingView. So I just type in nickel and I should be able to find it. Uh, oh, I see. I mean, been like 30 days. I mean, still, that is, you know, like a 245% increase on metal in just over, you know, 10, 15 days. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy. What about copper? What's copper been doing? Fish? We just, me and you, as a team, just looked behind the couch and we found absolutely zero evidence of Osama bin Laden hiding behind the couch. He's not back there. We already took him out. I don't know why you're so caught up on defending American freedom that you think he's still alive. Just doesn't make sense, Fish. Doesn't make sense. Oh, it looks like copper might be coming to a top here. Look. Head down, chin, up chin. And now we're back below. We're back below that A. I mean, once again, like, this doesn't mean that we're going to come down. It just means that the market is trying to show that there is some sell pressure in this generalized region, and the price of copper might just not be worth that right now. So come back down. Nickel used in electric cars 3x more than regular vehicles. Ah, I see. I know there's a lot of different chemicals like that, like lithium, that's gone up in price because the batteries and everything. So that's the whole thing. Like, there is no absolutely. I mean, besides the dude that made the car that could run on water, you know, that would have been pretty damn cool. Because I feel like that would take less resources from our planet than an electric vehicle. Because electric vehicle, you still need to generate the electricity. There's renewable ways to do it, but then even those renewable ways to do it, like solar panels, still require a lot of minerals from the earth. So I mean, you're still mining up everything. Only true like things I can think of would be power output versus how much of the material you actually have to mine. So I mean, nuclear is a decent option, but then you got, like, you know, theoretical stuff like dark matter stuff you can just suck out of the universe and be able to generate power. There's like no good options unless we can convert the cars that we already have to some other fuel source. But if we have to build entirely new cars for everybody that already has a car, there's no way to really make that happen. It just What's WMD? Are you talking about it's something that we popped up on here? MD. Oh, weapons of mass destruction. Stupid. Yeah, the weapons of mass destruction. They're in the couch. That's what he's talking about. What's up, Kite? So now that we're at this point in the market, what kind of bear setups are you looking at on alts moving forward? Not really anything at the moment. Now that we kind of have picked a macro direction, theoretically, on Bitcoin, and right now I'm looking for either a lower low than 33,000 or a lower low than 28. But I do think that there's going to be a retest somewhere at like a midpoint in this. So my hope is like on Ethereum, I might be able to catch an ABC top coming up here. So I don't know, if we put in a higher high right here, I might try to re-enter my Ethereum short a little bit. I'll probably be looking for something like this. We put in that initial uptrend, get rejected again, and then maybe try one more time. So I'm looking for those types of a little bit larger setup than this right here. So if this becomes a 3-step process, so 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, like that's when I would start to really try to short some other coins. I'm not going to be hitting it too hard on just like these first initial setups. Probably just on Ethereum. I'm not going to be trying to get like a short on XMR or anything like that. Thoughts on Shiba Inu? Shiba Inu. No thoughts. I really don't care about coins like that. Shiba especially. Doge is a weird situation because I remember being in sixth grade, which was 2012, I believe, 2011, and laughing to my friends about Doge, and as well as that Jesus coin was out at that time, and we were laughing about Jesus coin. Where like if God came back for the second coming, and if you weren't a holder of Jesus coin, you weren't going to heaven. You know, we were making jokes like that. So I mean, Doge is a weird situation because Doge has been around for a very long time. So the fact that it's even still around gives it some sort of power, but not really. But Shiba, dumb, stupid. That's my thoughts. I'm sorry if it offends you. I'm sorry if you love the coin. I just don't want to touch it with a 10-foot stick, that's all. Which country might be okay with to use with a VPN that Bybit doesn't likely have an issue with? Sweden. Tyson Gray, thank you very much, man. If you've already messaged me on Discord, that's all you got to do. You got to just send me the email that you used to sign up for Patreon. That way I can use it to track your Discord account. Ba, ba, ba. Music help with trading? I think music just helps with life. I mean, music is just the best meditation. Or like helps you focus. The thing will happen is Shiba Inu and their metaverse and NFTs and their layer 2. The metaverse and NFTs are at least 20 years away from being worth anything realistic to valuable. Right now, I think pretty much every single NFT is absolutely worthless. Like I said, you can make an argument for gaming NFTs. Like, and I'm not talking about like metaverse. I'm talking about like they were able to somehow turn like microtransactions for Fortnite into NFTs. You can make an argument for that because I've done that, all right? CSGO skins are basically NFTs, except they're They're not decentralized. But pictures are stupid. I think NFTs will be worth actual money when there is a actual way to create a virtual environment. And inside of that virtual environment, you need digital goods, just as realistic as life. And you need to have a way to verify those digital goods for a person. That way, I mean, it's pretty much real life, except without the ability to steal someone's shoes and rob them at gunpoint, pretty much. Because those shoes are digitally, verifiably theirs. Unless they trade them to you, you can't take those shoes. I don't think that's going to happen until you have like either Neuralink or a competitor that can hijack your actual senses and put you in a virtual environment. I don't think it's going to happen with Oculus or anything like that. So, my personal opinion. So I think anything related to that at the moment is hype. You can make money off of it. You can go ahead and do that because there's always someone that's willing to buy into it because they think that it's a good idea at the time. But I think it's they are a good idea, but not anytime soon. I don't think that you're getting a good deal. It's not like you can buy an NFT at 1,000% its up cost right now and still make a killing on it in the future. There's just not that guarantee. It's such a high risk investment. As well as that, pretty much all these big NFTs are wash trading devices for rich people. Have non-KYC funds that go in and they buy up all these NFTs that are minted out of thin air, all right, and it puts the price of the NFT super high, and then the person goes and they sell it at a super loss, and then they report those losses and they wash trade. It's just how it works. So these NFTs are absolutely worthless. It's just rich people doing what rich people do. That's all it is. Would you be willing to start a Let's Play channel? I don't know. Maybe one day. It's just when I play video games, I don't really talk all that much. I mean, I don't want to say that because when on my Twitch channel, I play like Darwin Project and stuff. Pretty fun. Curious what's in your HODL portfolio? BTC, Ethereum, Monero. Like if I was to say like the top 3 coins, and then some of the altcoins are BAT and much. That's it. BAT is one of the ones I've been holding on to for quite a while. I had XRP at the beginning of the bull run, but once the SEC thing happened, I kind of let go of a lot of it. I do have LTC still too, which a lot of people like to shit on LTC, and they're like, "What's the point? What's the point?" I mean, it's the same thing as Bitcoin. What's the point in using Bitcoin if it's slower than everybody else? You know, LTC has been around for a lot longer than most coins. It's pretty much identical to Bitcoin, and as well as that, it's faster. So people are like, but the percentages, like you're not making 10,000% per bull run. So why are you even holding it? Okay, well, I still made 1,700% this bull run at the peak, just like Bitcoin, pretty much identical to Bitcoin. And a lot of people like to point out, well, what happens if Bitcoin becomes $1 million? Then one Satoshi is worth $1. Then you can't devise past $1. So therefore, it kind of loses value. Well, at the same time, what would come into play? Litecoin, which will be worth less than Bitcoin, but able to devise past that. Litecoin would be used for lower dollar amounts. Just like how you don't use $50 bills every time you walk into the dollar store. Why would you do that to a person? You're making their job harder. You know? Any stocks? I had Tesla. I sold it pretty early on. Like I sold it back in 2019. Which a part of me does regret, but you know, I felt like I made the right decision at the time. And then AMD, I've been holding that ever since $7 pretty much, ever since 2016. And then Nvidia, just because I invested more in AMD to start off with, just because it was advantageous at the time. And now it's really, you can hold either or, because AMD is really hitting the processor market quite hard and beating Intel. but they're really falling behind on NVIDIA, and NVIDIA is just killing it. I mean, come on, dude. NVIDIA with the mining boom that happens every couple of years, and their quarterly sales, absolutely insane. I mean, NVIDIA, come on, dude. You could have bought it back in 2019, 2018. That's almost 1,000%, dude. 1% a day. Are you talking about 1% a day? That's where you got it. This is where you got it. Now it's not compounding 1% per day, but it's 1,000% over 1,000 days. Now we have an opportunity for the market to prove itself to be continuing to be bullish, which I honestly don't think that it will, just because GPU mining is kind of coming to a standstill. So I do think that we're probably going to be returning to maybe 180 sometime soon. We'll see. We'll see how this all works out. Experimented with options trading? Nah, not really. Maybe in the future. I just don't know. I mean, I just find this to be so much more stress-free, to be honest. Mike, I appreciate the comment, man. I'm not saying the full name. I'm not CNN, dude. I ain't that stupid. Good try. God, okay, I gotta go blow my nose, guys. I'm sorry. I can't do this. And to that reference that I just said, Mike, of me not being CNN, I want to show you if you haven't seen it. That. Oh no. Oh, there's probably a better search. Yeah, there we go.
These are all fake tweets. Bend over. Now look at the next one. CNN's throwing out fake Twitter names. Mike long. This is CNN. You think that they'd have someone screening this shit. Who's this one? I need a black man. What the f***?
Is that real? If that's real, then yeah, CNN, most trusted name in news.
You know what? You can kiss my behind. I do not care.
They're great.
That's good. I was building a major manufacturing plant in the USA. That's pretty good. You know, I'm not a fanboy of like any company. I don't hate AMD. I don't hate Intel. I will say that I haven't bought Intel in many years, ever since Ryzen started hitting the market. So I really haven't had anything Intel brand related in my PC. But I always have AMD processors and NVIDIA graphics cards. And I think competition is a good thing. I think really the tech market is the only place where you see true competition anymore. And specifically graphics cards and processors. The phone market is a little bit weird because like Samsung sells their screens to iPhone. So Samsung is not really trying to beat the iPhone. Like really? Like they're friends almost. It's like they're making backroom deals. So I mean, when iPhone wins, Samsung wins, and it's just there's no real competition there. So phones have just been stagnant. There's really no growth in the phone market. We got foldable phones now, which I think are cool, but is that really an innovation? Which I just don't know how far. What else you can really do? Like phones are phones now. I think they're good where they're at. And that goes to show, like, no matter how good something is, we always have to have a little bit better phone. Have 2 more megapixels on the camera. We had to charge another $1,000. Better trade in your old devices. It's so dumb. I've been researching miners. I keep running into the gold shell KD box. Are those any good? Are those any hood? Claims to get 1.1 to 1.2 KDA a day, and they want like 6,500. What Mike G, do you have any graphics cards at the moment? Do you have like a gaming PC that has a graphics card thing? Because before you buy a KD box, I would check to see, like, it doesn't make more sense for you to buy a GPU right now. Because like I said, I mean, I'm making $7 a day for $1 worth of electricity. So it makes more sense for me to utilize that to my advantage and buy KDA with it than it is for me to just run out and buy a KD box. Because I personally believe that the market is going to be in a sort of downtrend / move sideways for pretty much the statistics is that that's going to be what's going to be happening for the next 2 years. Plain and simple. Like, I don't know if you guys want me to break the laws of facts, but when you have a stagnant inflation and you have a slowdown of money coming to the market, it can't balance out to be positive. Right now, if we see adoption go crazy out of nowhere, yeah, you can make the argument, but we're not seeing that, and the market is proving that to us. All right. The statistics is that shorts are going to be winning. Doesn't mean we can't have upside price action because there needs to be retests, but shorts will be winning. In that case, you can probably find KD boxes for retail or less. And if you think KDA is a long-term play and you really like the concept, yeah, pick up some KD boxes for cheap. And then when the profitability goes back up and the difficulty's still low because it's kind of under the radar, start mining. And you'll have probably a good 150 days of high profit on those KD boxes to help pay themselves off. And then hopefully, we have a good bull run on KDA and maybe go up to like 50, 60 bucks. That's the hope. But it's going to be a long-term play. I am not in any way, shape, or form saying that you're going to be able to pay those off in 300 days, starting from when you buy them. Absolutely not. I'm talking like 900 days. But in perspective, all right, it only really took you like 10 to 15, 30 days to pay off one KD box. All right, because if you're mining 1 KD a day at hopefully above electricity costs, and KDA goes up to 200 bucks, that's what I'm trying to preach here. How many graphics cards? That's unfortunate. I personally can't tell you what to do, but me personally, I'm not going to be buying any KD boxes at the moment unless I can get a really good deal on them. Because, like I said, I mean, they are profitable right now, but at the same time, logistically doesn't make sense for him to buy one. Well, as that, like I said, KDA is a high risk investment. GPUs, I could mine any coin in the world, right, as long as it's proof of work and doesn't have a GPU resistant algorithm. I have that option, but with KDA, I can only mine KDA, and I also have to wait like a week or two in order for the miner to get to me if I want to pay overpriced for it. But then if I want to pay decent price for it, then make sure I got the right website here. It's btminers.com. Okay. So, I mean, if I want to wait a couple months, I could probably get a better deal on what is KDA and why do you and Ryan talk about it so much? I talk about it a lot because me and Ryan kind of share an overlap of viewers, and a lot of his viewers were introduced to KDA. And I come from a hugely different perspective when I talk about KDA. I'm just talking about KDA is one of the altcoins that are like just starting out that I think have a chance, but in no way, shape, or form am I promising you riches or saying that you're going to be a millionaire. All right, because to me, KDA is an extremely high risk investment. So I'm talking about ways to maximize your R&R. That's all. Right? And I like to use KDA as an example for all other altcoins. If you can do this, what I'm talking about, through mining or whatever, and apply that to a different altcoin, it's a win-win situation. Right? I'm not preferring one coin over another. I'm talking about math. And you can apply it to whatever you want. Just like how I talk about the BTC market and the direction that it's moving, you can take that same information and apply it to whatever coin you want. My hope is that I give you the tools necessary to think critically about whatever you're doing in this market and do well. I'm not trying to shill any coin over any other coin at all. Other altcoin miners. This one right here, this is a 1.6 terahash. That one is still going for 5. Yeah, these are not good prices right now, guys. I would not be spending that much, especially 6,000. All right, if you could, like, I would say if you can get this one for $4,000, you're starting to optimize a little bit, but in actuality, you still want to wait. Depends on your situation. $4,000. KDA, like I said, theoretically, it is the best parts of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and maximizing them to their fullest potential. But we've heard that with a lot of different other coins. It's just theoretically KDA is the best one, but they need to prove. They need to prove it first. Hey, what are we talking about? Osama is not back there. Osama be gone, okay? He be gone. Nothing behind the couch. We just checked. I got a flashlight. I showed you. No. Don't argue with me. There's nothing back there. Well, you think there's something back there because you have a little doggy nose. Your little doggy nose is so much more powerful. Guess what? I have working eyeballs. You're a pug. You don't. You see, you have a blind spot in the middle of your face because your eyes go like this. He said, fair point. You see the Korean guy who entered a 40x long with 400k and got liquidated live on YouTube? No, I did not see that. But, you know, stupid people are going to do stupid things. Absolutely dumb. Someone actually, no, hold on. Before I got on stream, I was checking out the Discord. Someone said something about that. This guy right here. Korean here used to watch him occasionally. So they were talking about that guy. He used to be a gaming streamer, started Bybit referral sponsorship, got busted paper trading, began real trades, got liquidated a lot. Fellow streamer and private connections loaned him bail money. Also, Bybit reduced his loss privately. I wish Bybit would do that for me. Gee, they can do okay. I don't. Do they have any facts backing this part up? Bybit reduced his loss privately. I don't think Bybit would do that. Me personally, I have no doubt that that's within, maybe like through like, you know, they didn't actually reduce the loss. Maybe they just gave him money. Also, some dumb fuck rich viewer gave him money to trade for him. It's not all his money. Now he makes enough through Bybit fees and donations. It's all just for show. I have no doubt. That's why I rather do things by the book and show you guys the trades that I'm making and not try to show off with money. Because I feel like those people that are using those crazy amounts of money, who are you doing that for? Because I don't think it's real. Because if it is, you're putting yourself in such a crazy security situation. It just doesn't make sense logistically. Like, do you want to die is the question that you're basically doing, all right? Because there's people out there that will track you down if they can confirm that you have that type of money. Give me 2 minutes, all right? This dog. All right, I'm back. Showed him. Clear as day. Nothing behind the couch. Hand him a treat. Hopefully, he stays sane. Otherwise, he's seeing, I would like to believe, demons. But demons the size of mice. Which, I don't know if is more terrifying or less threatening. Anybody got a clip? What's the guy's name? You just said Korean guy. Is that his name? Sounds like a dirty thing to search. That's 9 months ago. What you guys' name? Oh, no, I got 2 days. Hold on, let me find out. Okay, so Bicycle Day is in 7 days, which I don't have any of the good stuff, but I do got a mushroom chocolate bar, so. know what I'm really upset about? I over the past couple of days, I was watching this guy, Leo and Longevity, and I liked his videos. Like, you know, I was just watching them, and you know, mostly about nicotine and Adderall. You know, he's talking about some of the science behind, you know, like why, you know, lower doses are better for you, you know, obviously, but talking more about, I was trying to learn more about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system and how to optimize a lot of stuff. And, you know, like the hypertension, how to reduce hypertension. And come to find out, like, there's a bunch of drama with this dude right now. Apparently he like was like screaming at his wife, or just like, you know, verbal abuse or something like that. So yeah, like a lot of videos like this are coming out right now. So I feel like it sucks, man, because I do think the information that he was giving out in the videos was authentic, because it's easily sourced information. But I feel bad watching the videos now, because I'm giving money to somebody that like abuses their wife. You know? It's like, you know, do I save time doing my own research and use someone that is an abuser, or I really did like his videos, but I just can't watch that. Yeah, my bar got a little bit melted, but I'm not gonna be eating the entire thing. Probably be half of it. What about sushi? I mean, like it said, just like on Ethereum, if we do put in a two-part structure, so right now we're putting in an A, a B, and a small c. If that does turn into ABCA, and then a large B, and then a larger C, that's when I'll probably start looking at some of these altcoins to possibly take shorts on. Right now, it's just not worth me taking a look at anything until I see these larger coins put in those structures, because the entire market is dependent on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I know people hate when I say stuff like that, because they're like, but my coin's different. Maybe your coin's different, but we are in a macro downtrend right now, right? We had a pretty good run right here, but now that we have confirmed that this, you know, level right here is pretty strong resistance, the probability is definitely leaning to the downside for continuation, at least to 33,000. Okay, speaking facts here, just speaking facts. I don't want to eat the entire thing. I definitely have to get my health in order before I can do any large doses, because psychedelics aren't bad for you, but they do raise your heart rate, and if you got heart issues, that's the only time that you can die from psychedelics, is either, you know, someone murders you while you're on them, or you have heart issues and your heart rate gets too high, and then, you know, heart attack. Okay, crypto. I don't think just giving money means that you're a good person. Longevity research, like Richard Hart, he's very upfront about this, that benefits him a lot, and he said, you know, he even says that that's really profitable. So I mean, it's a donation. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I think giving money just randomly, no matter what the person's situation is, I think that is a better deal. And targeting something specifically that will benefit you. I have such mixed feelings about Richard Hart, I really do. It's just I could probably be like a professional CIA analyzer of people. And I watched a Richard Hart interview not too long ago where he was talking to some interviewer chick. And yeah, right here, this guy, or this girl and this guy. First off, once again, like I get you, people have their individual styles, but just he's wearing the most expensive shoes to this type of interview. He's got a big chain around his neck. I know it's a hex thing, so it's kind of like a meme. I get it, but I just don't get why he has to give this persona that he's rich in order to make himself. It's like Vitalik. Look at Vitalik. Vitalik's really rich. He's not out here wearing stuff like this. And as well as that, the vocal patterns change drastically depending on who he's talking to. That's the one thing I've noticed. If he's talking to Crypto Face, completely drastically different way of talking. And then when he talks to her, it's almost like he's trying to, like, after the interview, hook up with her. If I miss out on the Hex boat and I'm just not a billionaire, millionaire, trillionaire from Hex in the future, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. Oh my gosh. Sloth bag. My lord. Did she speak when she wasn't spoken to? Okay, settle down. I'm longing 2,000 KDA in Bybit at $5.5 and thinking about keeping it for the long term. Is this a good idea or should I keep taking profit? 2,000 KDA. Is that the margin is 2,000 KDA or is that the value of the trade itself? Because with KDA, it is so easily swept out from under you. I'm not talking about like rug pull, like a malicious type thing. I'm just saying that there is not a lot of money in KDA versus other high-end altcoins. So therefore, if there is a sell-off in the market, KDA is going to fall out faster. So if you have even like a 5x leverage long, it only has to go down, 25% for you to get liquidated. So I'd just be careful. Really take a look at your risk. What are you risking? If you lose, how much of your money are you losing? Are you losing 5% of your total money? Are you losing 1%? Are you losing 25%? Be honest. Kite, are you being jelly? You don't even wear socks. No, man, I just have a disdain for a certain type of person. And like the way that he talks about Satoshi, I absolutely hate. Goes, well, why is Satoshi not out here defending Bitcoin when people talk shit about Bitcoin? Because you don't have to defend something if you can let the thing itself do the defending, right? Why does Richard Hart have to go on 1,000 different interviews to defend Hex? If Hex can defend itself through time-tested price action and reliability. Like, that's the only thing that I am trying to say. I'm not saying that Hex is a scam. All I'm saying is that in this market, we have to be careful. Tech lead, big YouTuber, who has a big following that think that, oh, this guy that I've been following for many, many years would never scam me, comes out with a coin. Right? That's why you don't see me trying to make NFTs. You don't see me trying to make a Kite coin. I'm simply going on here every single day. Every other day. I don't have that best track record. And just showing my thoughts. Nothing more. I'm letting these live streams speak for themselves. Time-tested track record. Liability of character. No, that's the whole thing. You don't see me, besides Ryan, because Ryan reached out to me wanting to do an interview, and he wanted to talk about Market Cipher and how to use Market Cipher. But so I go, oh no, I've learned a lot more since then. I think you rather want me to explain this, and then I talked to him, and that's the only reason why I did an interview. I don't reach out to YouTubers trying to bring more people to my channel, trying to do interviews with them. If they reach out to me and I like, them as a person, like I said, I don't agree with everything Ryan says, but I can tell that he's a good guy. And even though sometimes does let ego get ahead of himself, as we all do, I've done it myself as well. He realizes mistakes he's made in the past, and he's just trying to do well. He's got a son to take care of and everything like that, so he is worried about building his YouTube channel as fast as possible because he wants to make sure that he has a stable income for him and his child. But me, I'm set up. I got enough money where I can float pretty much my entire life, so I'm not worried about the YouTube channel. I'm in one trade and one trade only, and that is the BTC short from 45,400. Like I said, I mean, I wish I still had my ETH short open, but kind of just got away from me, and it didn't make sense to enter it at some of the prices that I was given. Also, what's your guys' opinion? I know a lot of you guys probably don't even care, but I'm using a different microphone today. I'm using my Shure Mini SM7B versus my other. If you guys like this one more, let me know. I'm sure probably the consensus is you sound great either way. Shut the hell up, Austin. You're worrying about the small, minute things. Just keep giving the price action and put some socks on. Actually, you're right, Mr. Sock Guy. I need to put some socks on because I am actually cold right now. Need to get like a dresser or something. Store. I usually just hang my clothes in the closet, but stuff like socks, I just keep them in a sock bag. So get out here about sock bags. Because the other microphone that I use is a $1,200 ribbon microphone, but it's a super cardioid. So it has all of the benefits of a condenser microphone, but also some of the benefits of a dynamic microphone with sound rejection. So, but I don't think my room is well treated enough in order to really take advantage of that. So I think this is actually a better option for now until I can probably get some good sound panels or something. Turn your level up. Okay, that's a good tip. That's a good tip. We'll do that. We'll do +3. How about that? Not too much, not too little. Back when I did voiceovers, because like I said, I like my YouTube channel is such a mixed bag before I started really getting into crypto heavily in terms of like trading. Whatever I'm into at the time, I like to share things about. So when I was into voiceovers and making voiceovers, I put out this video. The Shure SM7B.
Hi. So
versus the AKG C214, which I don't own the Shure anymore. I sold it to my friend, which I don't know if I regret that decision. But this was like with a professional sound booth that I put a lot of time and work into. So like this really shows the huge difference where you get rid of all other factors and you just have sound quality. I do unprocessed audio and then processed audio to show the big difference. Man, look at how my charts used to look. Like, I don't regret the path that I took because it really showed me where like strengths and weaknesses with different ideologies lie. But if I could really do it all over again, I would do it differently. But we have so many more years ahead of us, it doesn't matter. Now do some ABC ASMR. Can we do an interview, Kite? I did that. Yeah, sure, man. I'll have you back on the channel, dude. You're at the front page of my channel. Whenever someone goes to Kite Crypto, our interview is the first thing that they see. Well, I guess because I'm live streaming, it shows that, but usually our video is right there. Any interest on playing 39,171 current local low for a retrace? No, it's too small of a time frame. I have no doubt that we could probably see a smaller time frame retest, maybe from that, but it's nothing worth me trying to, play back to the upside, So, but if we get a 3-part, then maybe. Right now, it's too small of a structure for me to even think about trying to play that. Like I said, if we get something like this, like a bigger ABC, but this is too small. You think you can live stream evenings instead? A lot more chill. I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to one of our old schedules where I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, more towards the morning time, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, maybe I'll do it towards the nighttime. That way there's kind of like an even Steven of both time zones. Have you checked out Sheeb for potential short? Nah, I don't ever check Sheeb. All right. Oh, like a real life collab? That'd be pretty cool. Are you going to South Carolina, like for vacation, like Myrtle Beach or something? Yeah, Kite. You had a good you're on a good hour again, the funny hour. Well, I mean, it depends on where you're at, you know. For some people, they are dead asleep in their beds right now, and they're gonna be like, "You went live yesterday, and I was asleep for it." Some people are like, "Yes, I love this because I'm in California and I just got off of work." You know. Sometimes I do wish that the Earth was flat. You know, then we could all have just one time zone. I think that would be pretty cool. The world would definitely be busy. I'm sure Twitter would be a little bit hectic. Oh. I love Myrtle Beach. Growing up, I would always stay in like kind of Garden City. I think Garden City is considered like poor part of Myrtle Beach, if I'm not wrong, like the dirty Myrtle part. But honestly, I liked it a lot. I didn't think it was dirty. It was like North Myrtle is where rich people hang out. Flat Earth Society has members all around the globe. I love that. When I was watching one of the podcasts with More Plates, More Dates and Leo and Longevity and some other dude, Leo was talking about how the neuroplasticity that is caused by amphetamines allowed him to read books without the use of the amphetamines. Basically, whenever right before he would start to read, he would take 5 milligrams of Adderall, and then that would cause plasticity to make it so that his brain recognized books as a surge of dopamine. So that means that when he's not on the Adderall and he goes to read the books, he likes reading books. So I think I'm going to try a version of that with the gym. And he talked about as well how if I kind of put together a couple different videos of not just him, but other people talking about this case scenario where when say like an addict, nicotine addict or heroin addict or whatever it might be, tries to quit that thing because of such a severe lack of dopamine that's associated with not having that, and because the neuroplasticity of your brain is stuck on that's what gave us dopamine. Dopamine is what is necessarily needed in order to cause your brain to shift the habit, because your brain technically needs to change its entire structure to a new way of thinking. And if you're stuck on this is how I got my dopamine before, and now you have a lack of dopamine, which causes you not to be able to change your neuroplasticity to the way of this is how we get dopamine now, you're pretty much working against yourself. So I think the reason why this time that I quit nicotine, it was so much easier. I'm not going to say it was easy, but it was easier than the last time, because last time I was kaput for like a week and a half and I was seeing hallucinations, right? But this time it was only like maybe 4 days, and boom, I felt like it was gone. I think it's because I was taking a very low dose of Adderall that I got prescribed since the last 2 times, and I'm good. I don't think about nicotine ever now. Whereas before, I thought about it every other day, but I could resist the urge. Now, it doesn't cross my mind. So I thought that was really, really cool. So I'm going to try that with working out, where, you know, I take 5 milligrams, about 15 minutes on my way to the gym. That way my brain recognizes the gym as a source of dopamine. So hopefully, and then that way I don't need, you know, any other outside motivation to go to the gym. The gym entices me itself. I know that seems like a cop-out, but I think that I'm helping the system get to the point where the system can help itself, if that makes any sense. And in that way, it's like a rolling effect. You know, I go to the gym, I do the cardio, I'm able to lose some weight, and as well as that, build my heart muscles, get the heart back to working. That way I feel better overall. It's a win-win situation. I want to use this bear market to my advantage, because I feel like if we're in an extreme bull market, that causes me to spend more time at home, because, you know, obviously I have to watch the charts and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm putting out live streams every single day because, you know, people are active and that's what people want. So, but the bear markets, I mean, I was talking to Ryan a couple days ago, and he was talking about how his viewers are down, and, you know, he's making, you know, this much per month, and now he's only making this much. And I go, dude, you're not the problem, right? You are making excellent content. Your editing is getting better and better. You're making smarter decisions on how you approach certain things. I think you're doing very well. Your views aren't down because you suck. Your views are down because the crypto market is not as hot as it was back in April of last year. You know, that's when everything really peaked. That's when my live streams were getting 3,000-4,000 views per live stream. Now, you know, I get about 1,400 views per live stream. I don't monetize my live stream, so I don't care about if I get so amount of views. What I care about is that the people that are watching me are somewhat consistent, because I know that my views are going to drop when the bear market comes, because not everybody's trading crypto from day to day. But the people that are here, you know, I can kind of get a baseline. So like right now, around 1,000 to 1,400. That's showing me that the people that are here are staying consistently here because they like me, not because of the crypto market. So that's what I was showing him before. I was like, you know, if you keep doing what you're doing and you build the track record, that way next bull market, people can come into the market and say, okay, this guy's been putting out content for a while. And, you know, that's the whole point. So I told him, like, just keep on trucking, man. That's where I think he's stressing himself out a little bit too much about the SEO and everything like that, and trying to build a crypto channel as fast as possible in a time where crypto channels are not hot, dude. It's like BitBoy, man. He's got 1 million subscribers, and the dude's only getting like what, $30,000 views a video, you know. So there's just no reason to stress over stuff like that. I've still been looking at cars to possibly trade in for. Right now, I'm looking at maybe like a Lexus IS or a Toyota Camry XSE, the 2021, which is going for about 30,000 to 35,000. Which I would prefer the Lexus, but I think the Toyota would last longer. They're both reliable brands. Toyota and Lexus have some really good reliability. Because I'm not dumb. Like, I know that we're trying to move towards electric cars going here in the future, but like Canada, they just put in past 2035, they're not making any more gas-powered cars. I don't know if we're gonna do something like that, but I want to get a car that I can absolutely run into the dirt for like the next 10 to 15 years, and then see where the market's at. Is gas powered still here? Is it still going to be around? Does it make sense for me to buy, you know, a gas vehicle, all that kind of stuff? How is the electrical grid system? Can it support, you know, electric cars? What's the charging speed of electric cars like now? Because the whole issue is like, if I buy a Tesla, I can get a Tesla for like 50,000 right now. One, the right to repair kind of sucks. Two, the insurance kind of sucks because of the right to repair. Three, the charging time kind of sucks. Like if you're on a road trip, you know, you have to spend an extra 30 minutes sitting in a parking lot every so often. Kind of a shit deal. But if they can get like the superchargers to make it so that you're only standing there for like 2 minutes, which is really what you're doing at a pump anyways. Lexus is Toyota? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense why they both have really good reliability. I did not know that. It's good to know. Right now, the only thing I like about electric cars is one, the style of them. Like I think they're pretty cool, like how they're building to be futuristic in terms of the interiors, and the speed, you know. But that's it. That's all I like about them. Everything else sucks. Absolutely, is dog shit. Other than that, I think it's really just people virtue signaling other people. I have an electric car. Look at me. I'm saving the environment. No, you're not, dude. You're not saving the environment. All right. Because once again, like we have to find some sort of alternative to the materials that we're using for electric cars. Because other than that, it's still killing the environment and killing people. So I mean, hopefully, next 15 years, because I don't think that it's going to stay that way forever. I think Elon, you know, whatever other electric car companies will find a way to make things more sustainable and make them more worthwhile to the point where like I'm not just buying an electric car for ego reasons, virtue signaling, and then being able to go zoom fast. So someone told me about the Korean streamer. Everyone keeps referring to him as the Korean guy. What's his actual name? So I can look up like a clip of what happened. Tell Ryan to start playing Warzone. Yeah, so I mean, like a part of me is definitely sad that I know what the right decision is, and the right decision is I don't need the car that I have right now. I bought it because I was in a little bit of a depression. I wanted something to kind of pick me up and maybe start a snowball effect of getting me out of the depression. And it kind of did, because it gave me a reason to get out of the house again. But it was not the best decision. So yeah, I'm looking at Toyotas or Lexuses, or just trying to find a good deal, because right now it's a real sticky situation, just because car market's is in a weird place. I'm Lung You Shart. What? Bottom is in. Maybe short term, I don't know. I don't think long term. IU linked it ITR. What? Oh, this guy? Okay. I'm stupid. I didn't scroll up in the chat that much, so I didn't see that you posted it. Short it, you rockhead. People are so mean. So that's worth $400,000. Is the margin $400,000 or is the value of the trade worth $400,000? Because that's like CryptoFace. CryptoFace goes $2 million long, but it's $200,000 at 10x leverage, which is still a lot of money. But it's not $2 million. He's playing on the 1 minute time frame. God. Oh, this is 10 hours? Come on. This is taking forever to load. This is ridiculous. It's going on 720p. Thank you, Jacob Beats. I appreciate you, man. What happened? Is it because I'm using Edge? I hate that it opens up my shit on Edge. Not gonna lie. Background music kind of scared the shit out of me. I've been watching Mr. Ballin' a lot lately. You can see it through, my related thumbnails. So like my head's full of a lot of spooky, scary skeletons. Dude, what is wrong with this video? It will not load for me. It's because it's 10 hours long, so it's trying to like, because YouTube likes to load like a little bit behind and a little bit ahead, so that it gives you some wiggle room. I guess it's just trying to load multiple hours at one time. I mean, this is like the equivalent of like streamer watches rug pull live. Who's that dude? This dude. This is one of my favorite clips.
Amount of coins that are locked, staked, whatever the fuck's going on, that would be the fully. But obviously the real one is not. So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market, oh, it went to zero. Yo! Damn! There we go. Squid Games. Sayonara, motherfucker.
Dude. This market, man. This market is ridiculous. Hey, Mr. Kite, tell him about portfolio sizes and risk to reward, trade with 1% with a 0.5% stop loss. Can you provide me an example of where would to have we were to have a risky portfolio play? Ask yourself this question. Why? Why do you need a risky portfolio play? All right. If you are just starting a portfolio and we have just broken the most recent all-time high and we have a lot of buying volume behind us, that's where it makes sense to be extra risky. All right, because you have so much volume coming into the market that going long isn't really that risky. Right now, if you're trying to play risky portfolio plays 5-10%, it does not make sense. All right, so why are you in a rush, man? All right, once again, if the inflation has not gone down on an asset and the money that is coming into the market is either stagnant or dwindling, that means that the asset value is going to be falling. So you shouldn't really be in a rush to build a portfolio. You have like 2 years, my dude, before any sort of major uptrend occurs once again. So there's really no reason whatsoever for you to have a risky portfolio play. I would say you're already being risky enough, man. 0.5% stop loss is not something to scoff at. I'm using a 1%, and that's still pretty risky. 2%, 3%, like that's the golden zone. All right, but as well as that, this is a challenge portfolio for me because I would like to see some decent profit. So what's the rush, man? That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I'm not coming at you. I'm just trying to give some genuine advice. What I think, is appropriate because there's no rush. There's no rush. No rush, just do just pure comparison. Like I said, 0.5% stop loss is risky enough. So, you already got incredible R&R, and you're probably going to get stopped out a good amount of times. So, you're already playing the high-risk setups. I am too. I'm just doing it 2x more than you in terms of 2x. I'm 2x safer, but in reality, 0.5% is not all that much. But my reward is half as much as yours. So, that's where you're winning if you do win. I said, if you're playing on the larger structures, that's where you can use more risk percentage. I wouldn't say that it means that you can keep your stop losses the same as if you're playing on like the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute. But it's like on when we were going up in this uptrend, that long that I took was worth like 4 or 5% of my portfolio as risk. But now I'm using this almost the same exact amount of margin as I did before. But now what I'm willing to risk is only worth like 1.5% of my total account. So when I added money to the account, I didn't get crazy or stay the same level of crazy. I reduced the risk, but now I'm making the same exact amount of money as I did before on the first initial move. That's what it's all about. Dude licks his butthole right where I sleep. He has a whole other half of the couch with his own dedicated blanket that I would like him to do that on. But yet he does it right next to where I sleep. He has his own bed that he gets into over there as well. And he thinks the top layer of it is a blanket. So he scratches it. It's not a blanket. Hey! It is for laying down. Just lay down. It's not a blanket. It doesn't go up. I don't know what to tell you. Has he pissed on the couch yet? No. Which is good. He never really did that because I guess just the way he works, he really can't stay stable on the couch, lifting one leg up. And as well, this couch is coated in this hydrophobic material. I mean, it's really good if he ever does. Don't get me wrong, like on the edges down here, like towards the floor, there has been an accident, but I was like, it just, once again, hydrophobic. So it got on the couch, but it can't stay on the couch. So it just fell to the floor. I know, like, I'm not going to complain. Like, I don't think, like, I can really, you know, he's potty trained. It's just, he's not neutered, so he has accidents sometimes because he marks stuff. But it very rarely happens, ever. So I don't get mad at him for it because he's a dog. I know what I'm getting myself into. Having an animal. It's going to happen. What do you think, Kite? Support here or continued dumpers? I like they said dumpers. Oh, you see that chick over there? She got a mad dumper. You know? Like I said, I think short term, I do think that there could be a retest of, you know, the 40,600-ish region, and the possibility of creating a larger ABC structure going forward to retest possibly 42,000. But I think long term, I think this is now confirmed that the trend is going to continue down to at least 32 to 29K. That's my personal opinion. When we were back up around 44,000, the probability was still to the downside. Like as soon as we put in that higher high than 45,900 and came back below it, probability instantly to the downside. And now I've never not said that. I said that the probability from my strategy's perspective is downside. My personal opinion is that we still have a chance to continue to 52K. But once we broke below 44,200 and we could not get back above it after creating that potentially bullish setup right here, once we failed, it was game over. All right, because once again, ABCs are not that means that we will continue to stay bullish. All right, this bullish setup does not mean that we were going to go up. That means that this gives the market a chance and you a chance to see what the market wants. If the market can hold this level, that shows that it needs to test higher than the previous one. That's all a market is. All right. But you can see we used it as resistance, couldn't get back above it. And the next major support was right here. And after that, the next major support is right here. Why do I say the next major support is here? One, because of this local low right here. And two, because of where we held over here. Is this your main short position, or this is the stream account? I don't show my main account on stream. Market been dumping ever since the loss of the Bodengov twins. Bodengov? I don't know how to say it correctly. They're dead now, both of them? How did they both go at the same time? Is your ABC your main trading strategy? Yes, it is. It's like you can see the progression of my channel. I went from market cipher to Gun fans to this, to that, to this, to that. Once I got into Elliott Wave, I started to see a real improvement in the long-term profitability of my accounts, just because it was a totally different way of thinking. But people can still fail with Elliott Wave because they don't fix their way of thinking. And then ABCs are just me taking it a step farther. After I read a modification of R and Elliott's impulse wave structure, it kind of introduced Elliott Wave to me in a different way, and then from there I kind of simplified it even more to make it just usable every single day. Look at the Russian ruble. I'm so confused. Ooh. ABC. ABC. Yeah. I have no more words to say about this. My opinion was the same when it first happened. You know, we saw this initial fall off because everybody's scared of the Russian ruble and everything like that. It's like, okay, our sanctions, they're working, it's killing their economy, and then boom, you see the currency bounce back. It's like, okay, so now we're suffering more than we were before, and they're doing better, or at least the same. So what's the point of the sanctions? So I haven't really got any words about that, as well as that. I don't know how far a 22-year-old's words go on geopolitical politics. I really don't know jack shit about it, so I really don't have any credence to be talking about it, but hey. What's your thoughts on Philicone's style of trading? I think Philicone's a really good trader. I really do. I've been watching. I watched him back in 2016, and I watched his course on Elliott Wave trading, which I watched the first couple of episodes, but I rather read like books when it comes to stuff like that. So that's what I did. That's the only reason why I stumbled into ABC trading was because Google Play had a bundle deal where you could get Elliott Wave, 3 books related to Elliott Wave. You got Harmonic Elliott Wave, A Case for Modification. You got Mastering Elliott Wave, and then you got a visual guide to Elliott Wave 3. All 3 of the books bundled for a really good price. So I probably would have never touched Harmonic Elliott Wave, A Case for Modification if it wasn't for that bundle deal. So it's just kind of like a happy accident. It really is. Like, it even got to the point where like that book really wasn't that popular, so they weren't selling it anymore on Amazon, or they weren't printing any new copies. So when I told people, hey, go pick up this book if you like this idea, I didn't really mean go pick up like the physical book, but some people went on Amazon, like they started buying up all the copies, and then people started scalping the prices on them to like $500 a book. And I was like, why are you doing that? Just go buy the digital version. The digital version is like $30. Do I ever try to ETH to BTC? No, it's always USD or USDT to whatever asset. Yeah, because that's the thing, like, there's some people that come on my live streams and they go, oh, this streamer, he when he wins a trade, he makes $1 million. And I'm like, yeah, but look at his entry. All right, what kind of stop loss was he using? All right, what was his reasons for being in the trade? Did he just take a trade with a lot of money and he got lucky? That kind of shit right there. But I can sit here and I explain to you how I got into this trade, and it's repeatable. All right, I can do it again. All right, it's not luck. All right, it's luck in terms of like if the market moves in my way, but the actions I use to get into the trade, all right, those are repeatable. And it's all about the percentages involved and everything like that. So I appreciate it, man. What's up, Kite? Just got off my second job. That's what's up, man. Working hard, man. Working hard. Just entered an ETH short. I mean, it's not a poor choice. It just depends on your risk. You know, you can enter long or short anywhere as long as your risk is good. All right. Now, having a plan, I hope to God, all right, that you did not enter off of this ABC right here. All right. If you did, I hope it works. But come on, man. You go, Austin, you said use the 15-minute. If I find an ABC on the 15-minute chart, that means it's going to work, right? No, when I talked about the 15-minute chart, one, I have a 4K screen. So my 15-minute is like a regular person's hourly if they're using a 1080p. You might have a 4K too, so I'm not saying that. You know, I'm better, but as well as that, like I say every time, when I'm referring to the 15-minute, I'm referring to my chart completely zoomed out. I'm completely zoomed out, right? Because you can go down to the 15-minute and you can zoom in to make it look like you're finding ABCs on the 15-minute, but that's not the same. Right? I would say if you want to like take a short, I think the only place that really makes sense right now would be like right here. This ABC, but that's even a small time frame ABC. Like I said, I'm going to take that trade, but I do think that this one is a higher probability of working itself out. If we can turn that ABC into an A larger structure, kind of like this one over here. No, we didn't put in a higher high with that one. So you might be right in what you're doing. But even given that fact, we at least had the retest fail on BTC to kind of give us an inclination that the market was going to continue downwards. So, like I said, I mean, it is an ABC. I see what you see if that's what you're taking your trade off of. But just make sure your risk is good. That's all I'm saying. Right, but this would be the equivalent of a 1 minute time frame trade. All right, because on the 1 minute completely zoomed out, that's the only time I can really consistently see this structure right here. All right. Before, like if I'm on the 15-minute and I'm completely zoomed out, that just looks like one little uptrend. If I'm on the hourly, you know, it doesn't even register. All right, if you got your method of entry, ain't no shame. For me personally, now is not the time to be going short because there is a potential for a retest right now to the upside. I am short, don't get me wrong, but that's because my short entry is like way up here. So even if there is a retest, I'm not scared of getting stopped out. Bro, you've been live for hours. Like I said, I ain't got nothing to do tonight. I've just been chilling. I probably will be getting off pretty soon just because what it is. Russia's propping up their currency. They're forcing Russian businesses which earned overseas income to convert 80% of foreign income into rubles. All right, that makes more sense. Why they're able to get their currency up. Do I buy more now or wait for this possible recession? DCA, my dude. Now, if you want to make the most out of it, DCA based on supports. You know, where have people bought in the past? All right, right here is a pretty good. We're in a good region for buying. You know, this little region right here is a pretty good region to buy some Bitcoin. That's why we saw people like Michael Saylor and Do Kwon or whatever his name is buy Bitcoin, and then people go, "Oh, they're buying Bitcoin. That means this is the bottom." No, it's not. They're DCAing. They're doing the smart thing. All right, they don't think that this is bottom. They think it could be, maybe, potentially, but it's not. Okay, in terms of, there is no definite. All right, when I say it's not bottom, that doesn't mean that it's not bottom. It just means in the world of trading, in the world of investing, There is no true. It's all fluctuating. It's all ebbs and flows, right? So you can just buy some here, buy some there, right? You don't have to put all of your money into one price point. That's the beauty, right? So I mean, those are really only the two places that it makes sense to buy cryptocurrency right now. Is when you see Bitcoin at these two prices, and then if we fall below that, I would personally, I wouldn't have like another DCA point, maybe 22,000, but hopefully, like, if you're talking about buying the dips, hopefully you're talking about like actual dips, because I hate when like I go on certain YouTube channels and like we have like a 2 to 4% pullback, and I hear the term "buy the dip." I'm like, that's not a dip, dude. This, you know, this I would say maybe qualifies as a dip. 25%. This is definitely a dip. This is a dip. All right. This is a dip. this is a dip. Okay, good, good. They're just buying to prevent complete crash. Every time Michael Saylor buys, BTC dumps timbers in the next 2 days. That's because like he's probably buying into sell orders, and then because he's triggering a whole bunch of sell orders, that exposes that market price point is able to hold, and therefore the market as a whole starts to sell off. Yeah, it's just that's how markets work. If a big guy comes in and exposes that place is a huge place of resistance, signals to everybody else and that big guy that hey, market's not ready to proceed that high. And then what do we need to do? Test the lows. So we dump back down. That's how things work. Not positive, it's not negative. Well, I mean, it is positive because once again, like I said, it doesn't matter if we go down. It is, we're trying to find out what is the accurate price point of one Bitcoin at today's date. We got to do that somehow. Another question for discussion. Do you use any trade losses to offset any taxes payable? Not really, because a lot of times if I'm trading on Bybit, I just have to pay whatever I cash out in full as if it's complete and utter income. All right, because if your money's coming out of thin air and you have no way of showing this is what went in versus what went out. Now, if you're in a country where Bybit is completely legal, you're fine. The United States, it's a gray area. It's not illegal, but if you try to skimp on your taxes, that's when it becomes illegal. All right, so if I put in $20,000 and I put in, and I turn that 20,000 into 90,000. All right, technically I only made 70,000, and I should only be paying around 25 to 30% on 70,000. But because I did it through Bybit, now I have to pay 25 to 30% on 90,000. I'm still making a profit. It's just less now, if that makes any sense. Now, if I bought on Coinbase and it's a spot trade, that's when I can offset my losses. But a lot of times, I don't lose because whenever I really buy on Coinbase a large amount, it is a hodl trade, and I have not sold pretty much any of my Bitcoin since I've gotten it. And then mining is pretty good in terms of like taxes because it's easy. You know, if you can show you spent this much on electricity because of that hardware, and then this is your profit, and then you take your operation costs minus your profit. That's where you can get those deductions, because mining is a business. Like, you can actually file it as a business. But other than that, like, if you want to be a trader, just know you're gonna get fucked on taxes. That's why it really doesn't make sense to play on a KYC exchange, my dude. You should do jazz or blues radio. You got a nice, relaxing voice. No, I sound too much like a surfer sometimes. People are gonna get angry at me. He's not authentic, you know. So. What if you convert to XMR, then cash out, go to a ghost wallet, then use cash to buy everything? Yeah, but then you're going to have to find someone to offload that currency to, which there is ways to do it, but a lot of times the people that you're selling to are a little bit, you know, stinky individuals. Or you have to do it super slowly through, you know, just finding people out in the wild, you know? Doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that, you know, you can't just walk into a coffee shop. You're gonna be able to sell $300,000 worth of Monero to somebody for cash. So, I mean, you can go on the bright web and buy counterfeit cash with your Monero, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. The bright markets are pretty interesting places. I remember I saw a listing for a Bitcoin bot. Now, this was back in 2018, so it was in the bear market. So, you know, there wasn't. I trust stuff more if it's available during the bear market, if that makes any sense. Because when we're in the hype of the bull market, anything new that comes out, don't touch it. You know, now it's a little bit hypocritical of me to say that, because we did touch a lot of altcoins that were absolute dog shit, and I knew, but the whole thing is like I'm approaching it from the perspective of, I know this thing is not going to be around, you know, past a couple months. So as soon as I make any sort of large recovery on my investment, you know, in terms of like 200%, I'm out. I don't care about 1,000%, 2,000% gains. No, give me that 1 to 2x. I'm out. Boom, made my money. I'm gone. But that listing was quite interesting. I found this bot. It was in the midst of the bear market, so they really didn't have any incentive to scam people mass scale. So just something interesting. Okay, I ended up getting a Samsung 43-inch curved ultra wide. Ooh, sexy monitor. That's a good one. Next round, I'll try to get a 4K monitor. Looking at 32-inch. What's the monitor you got right now? 1440p ultra wide. I'll be honest. I really want to get that new QD OLED from Dell ultra wide. So it's only 32 inches or 34 inches, but it's 1440p QD OLED, you know, 165 hertz, 0.1 millisecond gray to gray response time. Ooh, you know, sexy monitor. But the monitor I got right now is probably one of the best monitors you can buy. It's Faldy HDR, which is true HDR, unlike all these other monitors that say they're HDR, but they're HDR aren't, you know. And it's 4K, 144 hertz. I've heard of people taking loans against their crypto assets to avoid taxes. Yeah, you can do that, but I don't know. Like, the whole thing is you can avoid paying taxes all your life, man. But me, I just don't want the stress. It's all a stupid game anyways. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I try to find ways to maximize how much I have to pay on taxes. Like since I'm a 1099, I can write off everything. I wrote off that couch, I wrote off this computer, I wrote off this monitor, I wrote off that TV. Anything that is remotely used for my lifestyle of trading is written off, and that saves me a lot of money. So, I mean, as long as you're not being absolutely ridiculous with what you're writing off, your chance of getting audited are like super slim. And you know, I'm honest about what I'm writing off. It's used for my business, so no way, shape, or form if I actually get audited, are they going to absolutely murder my bank account? Maybe like 1 or 2 items, possibly, but no, not a Dell TV. I'm talking about this monitor right here, LAW 3423. It's $1,300, which, like, I don't know if you guys know much about monitors, but for what this monitor is, that price point is so unbelievably cheap. Like, this monitor is going to dominate the market when it first comes out, absolutely destroy other companies, because QD OLED is the new technology coming out for TVs. Like, we have OLED TVs right now, but I think they're OLEDs. QD OLED is going to disrupt that entire market. Now, just like all technologies, it's going to be quite expensive in the beginning, but maybe not actually, because this is kind of proving that they're able to get so many panels out of these large sheets of the new QD OLED that they can get that price down, because this technology makes everything else, the hertz can go up dramatically. Instead of 144 hertz, it can now go up to 175. It's 1 millisecond gray to gray, which is not even true. Usually it's like 2 milliseconds. Now it goes down to 0.1 milliseconds gray to gray. It can now become a true HDR monitor, which, like I said before, unless you're willing to fork out massive amounts of cash for a Foldy monitor, which is basically taking many LEDs and breaking it up into different chunks in order to make it so that you can have pitch blacks in certain areas, but it causes like a halo effect. This monitor is gonna change the game. I cannot wait to see this thing in person, because I've seen it on YouTube videos, and even in the YouTube videos you can see the difference. So my eyeballs are gonna love this thing whenever I can get my hands on it. So what I'll probably do is I probably have my 4K monitor in portrait mode, and then use that thing in order to kind of game with, and probably as well use it for the live streams, which ultra wide monitors for live streaming kind of suck, but I do like ultra wide monitors a lot. One of the smartest 22-year-olds, dude. I'm smart when it comes to math and using my head, but dude, I have made so many absolutely god awful mistakes in my life so far. Hoping to correct them. So, hopefully I can be one of the smartest 30-year-olds. But I gotta fix a lot of shit. I really do. I've paid my taxes, but not reported that I bought crypto. I only invested like 1,000 and not that huge on gains. Yeah, unless you're making like, I would say like around 10, like maybe $20,000 or more in crypto. I really think, I shouldn't say that. This is not financial advice, if anything. I really think that you could probably get away with not reporting it. If that's your only income, maybe you should report it. Because even that, you're probably gonna get some pretty good tax cuts because you're under certain brackets. But now if you got like a regular, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 job and you're already paying taxes on that, you're pretty much gonna fly under the radar when it comes to 10 grand or less worth of profits. Question: have you ever heard of Shemitah? Is that a supplement? Is it like that rock? Like that 1,000-year-old rock that's on like volcanoes? What time is it? Oh. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it going here pretty soon, guys. Also, this is really bad because this is gonna interrupt my entire plans to get healthy. Nacho fries at Taco Bell are back. All right, don't know if you guys know, but if you know, you know. Nacho fries, pretty damn good. No, LOL. It's the 7-year cycle of the stock market. Yeah. There's a couple different cycles that people adhere to. You have Gone cycles, you have Fib cycles. Trader Tom has his own tracked cycle that he adheres to. I think his is like 500-day cycles. So I'm sure that there is, I mean, the universe moves in cycles. That's where like I regret certain parts of using Gone fans and some of the crazier things people have thought I've done. I don't think that they're beneficial for what we're trying to use them for, but I do think they're beneficial in terms of like, I don't know, there's just something to be said about how Fibonacci can be found. It's like the mathematical fingerprint of God. It's in everything. You can look at pretty much the entire past stock market, and because there is human human interruption in the natural process of the world, because we're conscious beings, but it's weird because since we have free will, we're pulled by the current, and eventually we still remain on the same path, but we can make small deviations for minute periods of time. You can go back in time and do Fibonacci, Elliott wave on the entire US stock market, and it's pretty much to a T. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 7-year cycle. Bro, don't tempt me with the nacho fries. Nacho fries. Just, they hit different. They hit different, man. They're really good. Why FedCoin? I have a mixed bag of feelings, man, with FedCoin. If they make a United States crypto, I think it could be beneficial, but at the same time, once again, like I said, when the big guys, when the institutions, when the big money come to play, a lot of times that's when the whole system gets fogged up, man. So I don't know. Just as confused as everybody else sometimes. I know what esoteric means. It's like the stuff that we can explain. Trust me, man. The only reason why I act the way that I do and to talk the way that I do and was able to go down the path that I did was because of my stepdad. My stepdad, when I was 11, 12 years old, would tell me these esoteric tales of how he would be on a submarine for 6 to 9 months at a time, and he would meditate so deeply that he could leave his body and visit his family. That led me down this path of trying to learn how to do that myself, and looked into Damien Eccles and his story, and read a lot of ancient texts because I was born Christian, but I found that if you research other religions as well, there's a lot more information because they all connect in some way or another. And because different cultures have different ways of looking at the same stories, you can get a different perspective, a different view, and allows you to get a bigger picture of what's actually happening. And I've had some crazy experiences. And like I said, one of the craziest experiences I ever had was not drug induced. I've done DMT, I've done mushrooms, I've done acid more times than I probably should have in my life so far, like comparatively. If I have done the amount over the course of my life, and I'm 90 years old, I think that would be appropriate. But me being 22, I don't think I should have done as much as I have. And one of the craziest experiences was I was doing Wim Hof for like 2 hours. And it was the first time that I was able to like astral project, quote unquote. I've been trying to do it my entire life, but it's never really successful. Because you can tell the difference between an astral projection and a lucid dream. They're entirely different. But this one was an astral projection. And I finally got to do the rollout method. And I fell through the floor, and it was like I got caught up in this purple web. I skydived. I could feel wind and gravity and pressure hitting my skin. And I eventually got caught in this web of like purple optic fiber wire. And it was glowing and pulsating. And I walked down this long hallway and had this conversation with this orange being. Don't know if it was a humanoid. I don't know if it was like a dragon. I don't know what the fuck it was. I just remember bright color orange. And we had a long conversation, and I can't remember what the topic, like I can't remember what was said in terms of like word for word, but I know the topic of the conversation was, what do I hope to achieve with this? Why am I there? That's what we were talking about. And then once that conversation ended, I ended up in like a national forest in this like field, just walking around, and then got attacked by a bear. I don't know what the fuck, man. It's stuff like that that you just can't explain. That blows my mind, and that shows us that you don't know everything. Now, if you guys ever seen The Men Who Stare at Goats, the main character with the mustache, that's my stepdad. Like, not really, but like it looks exactly like him to a T. And yeah, pretty much. And the timelines all add up. Like, that could have been my stepdad in that movie, for all I know. But no, he and then obviously like going down that road of trying to learn how to control your body and put yourself in these mental states, you can open up to philosophy and Alan Watts, Terence McKenna, Paramahansa Yogananda, the Shobo Genzo, stuff like that. Taoism, Confucianism, Zen, Hinduism plays a big part because they did a lot more of learning how to how to combine spirituality and the biology systems to have a better outcome. Whereas Western religions mostly focus more on just being good people. So I mean, like every single part, like religion has like its strength and weakness. So astral projection is somewhat dangerous. You can travel to lower levels and attach negative parasites back to the real world. I don't doubt that can happen, but at the same time, I think that movies like Insidious, if you want to make a conspiracy theory, I think that those movies are put out there to either one, sensationalize something that people already know to be true but don't really think about. So like they relate to it more, so therefore they can make more money, or it's trying to demonize the ability that we have and prevent people from even trying. Because also the Gateway Project is also a good George Clooney. Yeah, George Clooney, him with the long hair and the mustache in that movie, that looks just like my stepdad when he was young. Do you consider adding money to your short trade? Nah. I'll add money to my short through other coins and their setups, but not particularly adding to the BTC trade itself. I like District 9. It's a pretty good movie. If you guys haven't seen the documentary with Jim Carrey and him talking about him playing Andy, it's on Netflix. It's such a good documentary. And towards the end, he kind of like just starts talking, kind of like how I do. You know, I don't know. People have so many mixed opinions that nobody in Hollywood could ever be a good person, but I think Jim Carrey's got the best chance because he's saying the shit that needs to be said. Nobody else is. Alright, guys. Enough crazy talk for one night. I'm gonna go relax. I'm gonna go watch some TV. You know. Hopefully, I'm trying to wait. I'm giving myself like 2 weeks of not taking any amphetamines. And then that's when I'm going to begin trying to test out that theory with the gym. Because I need to have a completely clean slate. And then that's when I can try it out. And then we'll begin the trials. So I'm not taking a lot right now. I'm taking at most 5 milligrams twice a day, but I try to take off on the weekends and not take any. But that's not. I'm actually really thankful because typically they don't ever prescribe less than 15 milligrams twice a day for men. Usually only women have the ability to get 5 milligrams twice a day. So the fact that my doctor wasn't trying to push me to the higher doses immediately, I'm very, very thankful for. Dude. Amphetamines, like in the movie. You know, like in the movie, he has the chalkboard. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the clip. If you guys have not seen The Men Who Stare at Goats, you have to. You have to watch this movie, dude. It is so funny. Hold on. Give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna find this because I want to one see it myself because I love that scene so much, but I could have sworn it was on Netflix. Oh, maybe because I'm on the Swedish Netflix. Go to, let me pause. Okay, yeah, you're not allowed to watch. Kevin Spacey. I see a tin mug. It was not a tin mug.
those computers.
Hold on. Dude, it's gonna take me a minute, but let's see this part again.
No solid food. Feel it, yeah. Been cold. Real cold. Rebel Zulu, yeah. Mother Earth, my life support system is a soldier. I must drink your blue water, live inside your red clay, and eat your green to the unit. And remember, no solid food this first week. Primal Scream, Belgian waffle, ginseng, and amphetamine.
Because like the science behind it's pretty good. The problem is like amphetamines can be so incredibly useful, but because of what they do, they're just society as a whole. I mean, given enough time and proper lack of proper information, people abuse them.
Not to be abused, but very fucking handy. Sense the opening?
Because of the neuroplasticity that it causes, it can allow you to achieve things faster that would normally take a long time. Like I told you guys before with monks in the mountains, it takes them many, many years to perfect the ability to trigger neuroplasticity to get to the point that they can do things. But amphetamines can trigger it in a matter of weeks if you use them properly. Very fucking handy, but not to be abused. You know. All right. With that being said, appreciate it, guys. You know, enough shit talking. I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. EST. Hopefully, sometime around that time. I'm not gonna make promises, but I'm gonna try. So, I'll see you guys then. As always, I love you very much. Let's go ahead and pick a song. Let's go back in my likes here and see if I can find something. User Friendly is a pretty good one, but that's a 7-minute song. User Friendly is a mixed bag because it's a cipher, so it has a whole bunch of different rappers all rapping their own parts. So I mean, a lot of the raps are really good messages. Yeah, we're gonna play this one. We're gonna play User Friendly. How about that? But it's talking a lot about drug abuse and stuff like that. So I appreciate you very much. I'll see you guys soon. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Bye.
Alcoholics called a blackout, which isn't really a blackout. It's more like sleepwalking with activities. And I believe it's your conscience going into a witness protection program.
I have taken drugs before, and I had a real good time.
Let's take it back. I used to be a cocky Caucasian, hopping in and out of cop stations. Mind like an athlete on drugs, thoughts always racing like Dr. Dre. But I don't got no patience. But I got spot spraying and a bus flows gunning hole. So drunk I intoxicate the front row. Rap's my addiction and it plugs holes. My lines leave your face scorched up like a pug's nose. So I blew up, ill as flu bugs, Shooby-Doo up. So sick life, the crowds even threw up. I moonwalk through life cause everything is fucking backwards. Mind running wild and knees muscle relax. The stomach is bubbling, I sit up with the jacket till I black out like I've been fucking redacted. I've had it all, tramadol tabs them all. Bath and salts after bunks, mine like an atom bomb. So bring a truck, I need to pick me up. The dog got me addicted to prescription drugs that shrink my nuts. My shrink was nuts cause I was talking to prostitutes whenever things got tough. Overdosed on Viagra, now my dick is stuck. Cool for porn, but at funerals it just sucks. Give me ketamine, quitapine, dimethyltryptamine. Telling pretty misses that my dick is big as mini-me. I'm sick to sickle, make you think a little bit. I'll spit and quickly give you giggles like you think your brain's been tickle. Take a little hit of me, make you feel like you hit 60 hits of weed. That's true, I'm not a bad dude. If you act rude, I'm coming out. True, get your antihistamines, rapper shitty jeans like they on ayahuasca. And if I want your opinion, then I will ask you. For rhyming nerds, I'm the pure Heisenberg. I am worse, one that get high, but then try my verse. Punches hit harder than Tyson's work. The Robert Smith of this disease, seeing cause I'm the cure. On your mind, better leak it out. Turn the song up loud, let's speak it out. I'm user-friendly. I'm user-friendly.
Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration. That we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves.
It starts off as a pleasure in the brain. Whatever you hang around in your leisure every day. Whether you're a mess and you're upset or you're in pain, it's better than medicating them, whatever is to blame. At least that's what we think when we do it. With peace and the relief, we get through it. It's all good at first, but don't misconstrue it. If you're escaping enough, then it'll leave you in ruins. Humans are a complex type of breed with a lot of addictions in this life we lead. There's a level of a comfort we like to keep, but we never seem to know what the price will be. It's like consume, 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 consume. Getting stepped on by the elephant in the room. Address it, your headspace is a hell of a tool. So use it or you could be left behind and fed to the wolves. I don't wanna be the one to tell you this, but excess is the pain of excellence. Whether it's television, drugs, or another escape, there's consequences you must face. And it may taste pure, so pure. Give it time, it'll become your addiction. Just listen to me, baby, I'm the cure. Cause I've been feeling all weird, and the world feels wrong to me. But music keeps us free from the bullshit that they feed us. A lot of thoughts on your mind, better leak it out. Turn the song up loud, let's speak it out. I'm
I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Yeah, I've been up for weeks searching for a fix. Something to numb the pain. My dresser is well equipped with some shit that don't work no more. I'm so self-absorbed, another capsule and I'll hit the floor. My main ones don't get it, so I hide it from the surface. Searching for a purpose, making another purchase. Gotta get a refill, need another dose. Don't know what normal is, but this shit ain't even close. Maybe I can coast with the front I put up, or maybe I should post, just sit back and shut up. Who knows? I gotta roll with it, gotta get it done. Falling victim to a cycle that is hard to overcome. It started off as fun, it turned into a habit. Devastated, medicated, every day is a challenge. Losing my balance, and lately it's affecting my work. But no excuses, we gotta do it, keep it moving, cause I'm the cure.
I've been waiting for so long to feel free, don't tempt me.
It's been raining for so long, I don't feel I'm empty. I've been up waiting all night pacing, feel like I'm escaping. I feel it hurting and I'm burning, think the ceiling's fading. It's been a burden, all my words are turning back against me. I feel it yearning, so I'm working, it's the only safety.
I was born underneath the street light, next to a Navajo shaman puffing the peace pipe, blowing a cloud of peyote smoke in my face, straight blasting me. Of course, he must have been foreshadowing my destiny. Mother was a crack whore named Stephanie, and by the time I was 4, I was an accessory. No one ever respected me, and this was the recipe. Out the back of the pharmacy, pseudoephedrine and methazine. My sex, I was a known dealer. At my daddy's factory job next to the meal truck. Whites in my family needed glass of blacks on like I was like, come on over and you can feel what you need, cause I got it, I'm holding it, I'm about it. My cousins love me cause I never judge them from what they shot into their veins. Black tar as quick as a NASCAR. Need a fix, I can fix it quick, cause bitch, I'm the cure.
I'm the cure, I'm the cure. Cause I've been feeling all weird and the world feels wrong to me. But music keeps us free from the bullshit that they feed us. A lot of thoughts on your mind, better leak it out. Turn the song up loud, let's speak it out. I'm user-friendly.
Change it anytime you want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love.
And then you have to go, nope, you lose. You can't do it. You need help. And at that point, that's the beginning. And then, you know, once you do that, you're out and run.
I did it all on my own, no promo. I got fans getting tags on my logo. I remember when nobody came to my shows, but I kept on coming back like a yo-yo. In high school, they would laugh, try to label. Eating lunch with nobody at my table. Everyone I used to doubt got a day job. I just made a few stacks up from merch drop. It's about time that they go and take me serious. If you not feeling this, you probably delirious. I'm on one, yes I'm on one. They can never be me, cause I'm the reaper in your dreams, cause it's about time they trade the cloud for sobriety. I can feel the hate building up, it's inside of me. I'm on one, yes I'm on one. They can never be me, cause I'm the reaper in your dreams, cause they didn't get tired like a young Santana. Rapping VT like my name, Money Sanders. Living two lives like my name, Danny Phantom. All my shit bang like a motherfucking hammer. They didn't get tired like a young Santana. Rapping VT like my name, Money Sanders. Living two lives like my name, Danny Phantom. All my shit bang like a motherfucking hammer. CDD on my feet when I hop out. Me and Jay on the beat, that's a pop now. Whole squad going dumb like it's summer school. I got hits, got smashes like a jump through. OMG, now you see me on the TV. Went from selling beats and now selling CDs. I know you see me, know you need me, but believe me, I feel like dying like my name, Lil Weezy. It's about time that they go and take me serious. If you not feeling this, you probably delirious. I'm on one, yes I'm on one.